What's up, YouTube? This is Carlos Talamantes here with a test hand video. This has been requested, just to kind of, do some test hands and kind of talk out what I would do. Um, I had just recorded a profile, so everything might still be kind of stuck together, but we're going to give it some extra shuffles. I'm not going to bore you guys or waste your guys' time with with the crappy hands. It's like if we're able to play through, we're gonna try to play through it. But yeah, if we're gonna draw double increase and triple malicious or whatever, in one hand, I'm not gonna waste your guys' time. It's like we're just gonna shuffle that back up. And if you are a real hero player, once in a great while, at the worst time possible, you will draw that double increase, double malicious hand, or triple malicious, or whatever. It just somehow happens, but yeah. So I'm gonna really try to shuffle this up. So, like I said, I just did a profile, and I just want to make sure that everything's not all together. It might draw a little weird. So, all right, let's cut. All right, first hand. Okay. All right. So this is how I would play this hand. This is obviously is a very, very good hand, going first to second. Yeah, this hand is insane. I mean, you guys saw me shuffle. If you guys wonder how I do so well, because I draw like this. No, I'm kidding. I don't always draw like this. But yeah, so here, let's get started. As you can see, we already have the mass change. However, even though I see a mass change in my hand, if I have a hero lives, okay, for example, if I just had this, right, and say this was like a non-engine, I will still special summon Shadow Mist at the end phase. Why is that? Because I always want to try to get two mass changes. The reason why is because if your opponent only has one interruption and they have impermanence, I want to be able to make a Dark Claw and to be able to chain on to their permanence with the second mass change. And so if they feel like they have one real out to my Dark Claw, I want to be able to eliminate that out. And so sometimes what people would do from the profiles that I'll watch, the combo videos, the live duels that I'll watch, they'll see this and they'll automatically just dump the mist, be like, cool, now I can afford a search, which is all true. But if your opponent draws just as broken as you, if your opponent draws better than you got to be able to account for that. For example, it loses to a card like this, right? But if you have a second mass change, yeah, you still get Dark Rulered, but at least you can activate the other mass change after and just be able to kind of make them play through the Dark Law. So this is what I would do. So this is your hand. I would activate Hero Lives, pay your $4,000. Man, even if my kids aren't around, I'm still spending heavy. Okay, so from here, I'll activate the mist, search the mass change. And I noticed what some people also do. Like, say if I never had this, right? They'll hear Liz for Stratos and be like, okay, special summon Stratos. I can go and search for Ferris off of the special summon Stratos off of a Hero Lives. And that will allow me to not use my normal summon, which is all true. And it's a very solid thing. However, what happens is you open yourself up to, if this gets interrupted, then you're so much more vulnerable and it's so much harder for you to play. So what you want to really look at is you want to be able to start building layers to your plays. You want to start building resilience. And so from here, this is what I would do. So now, if I summon my Stratos, it's protected by mass change, right? It's protected by mass change. And even if this didn't resolve, if I didn't have this, then I could use this one, right? So summon, activate effect, Ferris. Then reveal the Ferris, pitch to malicious. Now this hand is just crazy in general, right? And so now, like, um, you really don't care if this stuff gets if some of this stuff gets stopped. Activate effect. And so in this whole time, you have two mass changes to be able to protect yourself from Valor, Imperm, stuff like that. Or, what some people do, if they play you enough, they'll interact with your increase, because they don't wait for the Cross Crusader. They don't, or sit, for example, if you get Bestial on your Malicious, it just really helps being able to insulate your place. Activate effect, special, Vion, activate effect, denier, activate effect, banish for cost, search poly. Then from here, you're going to link for your Cross Crusader, activate cross. You're always going to target the denier if you're able to, because malicious, like for example, if they have a Bestial, then at least your denier gets gone. But if you target the malicious and they Bestial you there, then you don't have another way to really keep pushing forward. So you want to always target the denier, because then you have still some malicious summons. So denier effect, special, send, search. Okay. So we're going to search for our plasma right here. Then we're going to activate malicious. First malicious, special summon. We're going to link these up for Infernal Divisor. You're going to reveal your wingman, so that way you can search for your Neos. And all from here on, it's all just, fundamentals, right? Like, I'm sure all of you guys have done some of these things so many times. Activate malicious so many times that it's like muscle memory, and that's an important thing with heroes, right? Just constantly being in practice. The thing is, it's like sometimes when you get away from this deck for an extended amount of time, yeah, some of the plays can be straightforward, but when you're in a real grind and you're playing against complicated game states, you don't want to make simple mistakes. You can play the deck in and out, like, know it like the back of your hand. But if you take some time, like even prize fighters, even professional athletes who've given their whole lives to sports, still has a little bit of rust. So that's why things like this are important. Just shadow playing, test playing. Link these two for Wonder Driver. Okay. All right. So usually sometimes what I'll do right now is I would use the denier and make DPE first, so that way I can start interacting with like a Nibiru or whatever. But in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate polymerization right here. I want to just leave these two engraved, so that way I can, depending on the interactions that my opponent has used so far, um, will determine if I fuse with Stratos first or fuse with Denier and Malicious first. So for the sake of and you got to be the judge of which one you're going to do, because depending on the deck, it really changes everything. I went this way for right now so I could get more cards off of the board. I had a Stratos, which is a resource that I wanted to get off right away, so that way I can get this play going. So I'm going to go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Chain Link 1 targeting the poly, Chain Link 2. So you have a couple of different, you have some options right here. You can add the trap card, for one. You can add the trap card, or you can add the Kribo. You have a plasma play, so if you're playing through Disruption, what you can do is you can add the Kribo right here. And now you're about to tribute this off, so you can just, you have material for, an extra body, so you can summon this plasma. So for the sake of everything, I'm just going to, because I know everybody likes the trap card a little bit more, I'm going to resolve this, setting the polymerization. Then I'm going to tribute. You know what? Actually, we don't even need our poly right now. We don't even need our poly right now because we don't need to go into white. I mean, we don't need our miracle right now. So we don't need to go into wake up to special summon the mist. We have our plasma already. So let's do this. Tribute. And we are going to special summon our Wing Karibo right here. The cool thing about this is that you get these extra bodies. All right. So, sorry, I got to reposition. So let's go denier, activate effect, put back, then activate malicious effect. So now, even if they Nibiru you right here, you still have a Karibo summon, you still have mass changes, and you still have a Karibo summon, you still have mass changes, and on top of that, if they do Nibiru you, you can bring back the Karibo, you have their token, and you have let me see. Trying to figure it out. Sorry, got distracted. Okay, anyways. Polymerization. Jeez. You know what? Let's do this. I like this a little bit better right here. Let's fuse these two. Because we got a recurring resource right here. So, banish. Special summon the Karibo back. Then tribute. For plasma. Now you can put this in attack or defense if you want. Depending if you like, if you know you're playing against Tenpai, you better put all these in defense real quick, you know. But you have all this now, which is cool because you have a Karibo that you can end up getting more resources for. You have, I would go to end phase, mass change. You would go to end phase. And then you have a mass change to protect from imperm. You have a favorite contact, you know, that will end up putting back your resources. Now, there, like I said, there's a couple of different ways that you can play all this. This is just one. This is just one way. So you have multiple disruptions. You have a way to protect your stuff. And say if they, if their matchup calls for imperm, saving the imperm for plasma, because sometimes plasma is better than dark law. You have a mass change for that as well. So even if they resolve a search card, maybe the banishing from the hand effect will hurt more than the graveyard banishing. So just little different things that, and you could have also even, like I said, because you opened up the hero lives in that situation, you didn't have to go for Shadow Mist, right? You could have, which would have changed everything at that point, which would have also meant that you would have had another body on the board, so you contribute that for plasma, like which would have been a Stratos, you know, so you would have had a Karibo disruption as well. So a couple of different things that could have happened, you know, but in that case, I wanted to insulate my plays through hand traps, and I wanted to be able to still end up with everything, and which we did. You know, so I wanted to be able to play around, you know, Imperm. I wanted to play around Valor. I wanted to play around, I don't know, name that random card. And so, and like I showed you, you know, it kind of, you know, it helped you play around Dark Ruler a little bit. You know, obviously the rest of your stuff will get hit, but at least you don't end with nothing, you know, with no type of resistance, you know. So let's shuffle this up. Let's try to get you guys another hand. What can I say, guys? Yeah, it's just yeah. It's just what I do. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's not really a point of really playing this out. You already have everything. Um, There's just literally just so much that you can do from this point. There's 1,000 different ways that you can go, different ways to insulate your plays. Getting the Karibo in rotation right away if you wanted to. Um, you have the mass change, so you can just the fact that you have a mass change in Fusion Destiny along with this is just insane. You can even go second if you wanted to. And this is what I was talking about with the ratio that I wanted to kind of go for. I didn't want to see more than one of these. I mean, more than two of these. But as you can see, my pushes along with my board breakers are at a high number. So I have multiple ways to extend and push, right? This is a starter. This is technically like a starter as well, but it's also considered an extender. And I guess those are kind of the things to talk about more so. Um, yeah, here, let's just give you something, okay? Like I said, there's so many really good boards that you can make with this. So I'm not really teaching you guys or showing you guys too much, but activate effect. Um, yeah, I guess I'm gonna do things a little bit different for this, right? So, let's just go. Man, like literally, you have everything that you could want. So you have an option right here uh, to dump to search for either the mist or the Karibo right here. So I guess what I would do in this case is this. Now there is no true wrong way. You have everything that you need already. You can, if like for example, if you know what you're playing against, you can change the way you do things with this. You don't have to pitch this. Like I just showed you in the last combo. Sometimes I don't even pitch this or send this to the grave at all. I'll always special summon this. And so I'm just trying to show you guys something a little bit different this time. So let's go. And then effect. We're going to add our plasma right away just in case if we get hit by some random stuff. And then we're going to tribute this effect. If you're playing the Liquid Soldier, now would be a really good time to go for Liquid and get those draws before you drop the Fusion Destiny. Yeah. So effect. Poly. And so the world is your oyster, to say the least, you know? So from here, what you can do is you can go Infernal Rage. I mean Infernal Divisor. Reveal your Neos Wingman. Get your Neos. Then activate. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to be able to reset the mass change off of the driver. And so we're going to work our way towards that. Activate. Getting your favorite contact. Then you're going to tribute. Activate. Miracle. And like I said, you just got the goods right now, you know? So let's do this. So you can actually, because you are able to get the plasma and because you have the mass change already, you can save this and you can save this. Like you just have so much at this point. What I'm going to do is I am going to just end up using this. Yeah, you could keep this up on the board as a disruption. So this play in particular, you have a choice. You know, you can go for plasma plays, you can go for dystopia, you can go for a bunch of different things. So from here, you want to also banish this for your Kribo right here because you're about to drop Fusion Destiny. So from here, you can also even Miracle Fusion right now, but we're going to keep our hand size count up. Fusion Destiny. Malicious. Denier. Okay. Malicious. So from here, you can also just special summon if you want to make a dystopia on top of everything. Or, this is an option that you could have had if you would have wanted, like, because in all reality, we could have summoned the Kribo and we could have linked up for Wonder Driver there and then kept the Sunrise on board and then make the dystopia by doing this and then having an additional pop. Or you could just link climb right here, make the dystopia anyways, and then make Dread Decimator and then have that extra pop in that way too. So we're going to mass change. So go to the grave, target, reset, because we're gonna protect against imperm coming up. Denier, put back, special. So right here is a little tough part. I really don't want to give up the Kribo, but that's the option that you have, right? This card gives you the flexibility for something like that. So I don't want to give up the Wonder Driver either, because the Wonder Driver, I mean, I guess you can, because I have the Dark Claw stuck right there. However, so this is something important to note. You can, because you played this way, you can actually mass change, and then have the DP come back right here on your opponent's turn. So that way you can keep the Kribo and just or use the Kribo. Like, it just depends on what you want to do. So we could use the Kribo as a body, special summon, and then you have this, right? Plus follow up. So, and then on top of that, you still have all your maliciouses. Do I still have a malicious? Yeah, I have a malicious right there. So you can use this special summon, and then you have double Dark Claw. Plus, you have another malicious engrave. You have a Karibo banish, or you have a wake up play, or a wingman play. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. But you have ways to get around a lot. If they Dark Ruler no more you have these to play around the Dark Ruler. You have this for follow up. If they don't have those support breaker type cards, and you're just gonna wreck them. With two Dark Claws, a DP, a Plasma, a Contact, and then when you mass change, you can mass change. Like say if they save their imprint for this, you can just mass change and special summon the Law on this side. If you wanted to, and then when you pop, this will come back right here, and then you can reset a card like Polymerization. So it's all these little types of things. Obviously, if you know your opponent is playing like Anima, Relinquish Anima, or whatever, then you want to watch your zoning. So usually, like, I'll probably try to place like the big three right here. So it all just really just depends, right? But if you have Plasma up, you don't have to worry about Anima. But all right, guys. So that's essentially it for today's test hand combo video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's nice making videos again. I have some cards coming in. I have a combo with heavy polymerization that I'm gonna do once I get those cards in the mail. And then I have the QCRs, wake ups coming along with some more Ubel cards. I have some Ubel cards right now, but I want to show you guys more Ubel Heroes stuff. So let me know if you guys like that. I really enjoy making these videos. I love being able to read your guys' comments, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to really comment back. Just my time has been very, very limited. Um, I'm a father and I'm a husband before anything, and so I want to make sure I don't, give them less of me to give the game more. And so that's just where I'm at, But I enjoy, I'm happy I'm able to get these last videos out for you guys, and I have more videos coming. So hope you guys are doing well. God bless you. Be kind to one another, and remember, sometimes you're the only hero that somebody will ever see. So be kind to one another.